it's always good to go first in anything, right? First is good. Welcome back, Rodger Wyland, Brady Farkas, and our first guest on the debut show is head coach Will Brown from the University of Albany. Good
What's
morning,
up, guys? How are you?
Good.
A lot of people must be on vacation this week if I'm the first guest. Unbelievable.
No.
I don't know how to take that, Raj.
It was Farkas right away. Didn't you say we got to have Will on right away?
Hey, Rodger's known for UAlbany. Will's on with Rodger all the time. We got to get Will Brown. Yeah. It's the perfect first guest. So, Coach,
you're going to get that Sienna hate mail now, Raj.
Well, we reached out to Coach Pat, so like you said, he's on a beach somewhere.
We did.
Okay, so you settled. You settled for Coach Brown. I got you.
How many interviews do you think we do during the course of a season?
Oh, just a few.
Oh, my God. It's every, you're on the road for the radio. We do the pregame. So
I feed you well, though, Raj.
You do feed me well.
I got you some pastries this morning.
Cannolis, can I tell you?
Absolutely.
Well, Mac's on vacation, so he won't even be in to eat the leftovers. So that means more for we get double duty. We'll refrigerate it and eat it tomorroar.
We have a lot of people on our staff that can help themselves with all the food that Coach Brown just brought us. All right, let's start with the A topic, and that is, Twitter blew up yesterday, Coach, with the news of Kevin Durant leaving Oklahoma City, going to Golden State. What was your thoughts when you first heard?
Well, it's funny, Raj. When it happened, I was on the court with my players, individual workouts. I drove down from Lake George to work my guys out with my staff, and I see our trainer all giddy on the sideline going, Kevin Durant to Golden State, like a little kid. And I think it's great. A lot of people are going to say, well, where's the parity, the competitive advantage that Golden State has now? Every team has the same opportunity. Do what you want with your money. I think from a fan standpoint, it's awesome. They should break every offensive scoring record there is in the NBA for a season. They can continue to play their small ball. How about that? Kevin Durant at the 4, Draymond Green at the 5. Yeah, I think the difference was in the championship, Cleveland could slide the best player in the world down to the power forward spot, and they can play small. I just think now it's going to have a lot of teams thinking, what do we do now? What's our next move? So I think it becomes a chess match for other teams if you really want to win the NBA title. I know a lot of people say, well, now they have another star. How are they going to mesh? How are they going to mesh? They just won 72 games. In my opinion, if Draymond Green doesn't get suspended, they win the title. Even with him getting suspended, if Bogut doesn't get hurt, I think they win the title because he was their rim protector. So I just think now the entertainment value, I think, is tremendous for the fan anyway.
I do feel, and I mentioned this on the top of the show with Brady, I do feel badly for Oklahoma City. I mean, from a fan base standpoint there, and from that team, they were close with him, and now they're not anywhere close.
Well, he's given them 9 good years. And I think anybody you hear talk about Kevin Durant, he's been a true professional. I think what happened is you saw they lost James Harden a couple of years ago. I think they let Harden go with the expectation 2016 they're going to pay big money for Durant. Westbrook 2017, but Ibaka left. Now Durant's gone. Oklahoma City, in my opinion, has to trade Russell Westbrook because he's going to walk next year either to the Lakers where he's from or to New York, in my opinion, which could be good for the Lakers and the Knicks, but it's not going to be good for Oklahoma City or Billy Donovan. We might see him back in college sooner than later.
What has been your thought on what the Knicks have done this offseason? Because Derrick Rose, 1 year left on his deal. Brandon Jennings, 1 year left on his deal now. Signs a 1 year deal. Yeah. Do you think Phil is putting all his eggs in the Russell Westbrook next summer basket already?
Well, it's funny. They need to hire a couple more team doctors and surgeons for sure. I think, Phil's making $12 million a year?
Yeah.
Maybe he's earned a little bit of that with this free agency. I love it for fan interest, selling tickets, people talking about the Knicks again. I think if that group can stay healthy, I think they've got a chance. They're going to make the playoffs, in my opinion, if they stay healthy, probably 4 or 5 range. I think. I don't know what Noah has left in the tank. If he has anything, great pickup because he doesn't need the ball to be successful. Rose and Anthony can score it. Porzingis has got a great future. Not a Brandon Jennings guy by any means. He just dribbles the ball too much. I think he's a selfish player. But the Knicks got better. The problem is a bunch of teams have gotten better, and you look what the Pacers have done. That's the team that nobody's talking about. I love what they've done. They stole Al Jefferson, who I think is terrific. And then they added Teague from Atlanta, who was banged up most of the year, to go with Monta Ellis and Paul George. I think they've really gotten pretty good. And then Golden State signs Pachulia, which everybody's like, not a big deal. He averaged 9 and 9 last year. It's a big man that doesn't need the ball, that helps them get better besides Durant. I just think a lot of chess matches going on. The East is getting better. I think a lot of teams in the West hope they can move to the East. But it's a fun time of year.
The other thing, you always preach defense. So I think the Knicks, Courtney Lee can play some defense. I think Noah is a good defender on the inside. So from that standpoint, this team should be better defensively.
Yeah, Noah brings toughness, grit, defense, rebounding. Porzingis has the length, block shots. We know Anthony and Rose aren't going to play any defense. Courtney Lee will guard $12 million a year for Courtney Lee. Makes me want to potentially get in shape and try to come out of retirement. I don't know what's worse, that or Mozgov's deal, but the Knicks got better for sure. The biggest thing is, can they stay healthy? A lot of those guys have a history of being fragile.
All right, let's talk some UAlbany men's basketball here. As head coach Will Brown is with us on Big Board Sports on our debut here at 104.5. The team, Coach, you lost a lot of players last year.
That's what they tell me, yeah.
Yeah. So, people come up to me as the voice of the Great Danes and go, what's the team look like next year? I'm like, I don't really know.
Tell them we're going to be bad.
I said, I haven't seen any of the new guys. Talk about what you've done here to replace the likes of Singletary, Sanders, and, of course, Peter Hooley.
Yeah, well, I think we have some good players returning. We return our front court, Mike Rowley and Greg Steyer. I thought both really improved this past year, and then Joe Cremo had a tremendous freshman year for us, and now he's going to move from that six-man role into the starting lineup, which I think will be a smooth transition for him. I think the biggest adjustment for him is going to be he's going to get the other team's number one or number two defender on him, every single night. So he needs to be ready for that. And I'm a big believer, Raj, is you don't want to have to rely on your new guys. They're going to have to help us for sure. I think the returning guys just have to continue to get better. They understand our program. They understand our league. They've won a lot of games. They've got to get better and kind of set the tone. So, I think Travis Charles is back. He's been working out. He showed flashes in year one with us. He's been cleared. He looks great. He's about 240 pounds now. Can really score the ball for us. Needs to continue to get better defensively, but he can score it. David Nichols last year, when we gave him opportunities, he reminds me a lot of DJ Evans. Yeah. When DJ was a junior and sat behind Mike Black, who was a really good point guard for us, DJ got in every now and then in valuable minutes and played really well. David, at Cornell, games like that, he was given an opportunity. He played well. Just a small sample size right now, and he's come back in great shape, and he looks tremendous right now, but he's got to do it when the lights are on and in front of a crowd. So, we have high expectations for our returning guys, and our new guys, we've got some good ones. We had a serious injury the other day that I'm not going to get into great detail, but one of our new players who we were going to count on heavily is probably going to be out for the year already. But we've got some good ones. We got a 6'6" wing, Devontae Campbell, a Canadian kid who's got 3 years of eligibility, junior college kid, 6'6", maybe almost 230 right now, who's got a shot to probably start for us at the small forward spot. He's really talented. Where we're really going to be good this year, in my opinion, is up front as far as our depth. Not only do we have Mike and Greg back, Travis is back, but we've got two transfers in. We've got a kid, Jerron Lands, who's 6'7", about 255. Really moves well. He's quick, can score it, tough rebounds. And then we've got another kid, Terrell Martin Garcia, who's from London, England, who's 6'6", 247 right now. So we've got some men up front. The key for us is going to be our perimeter play, the consistency we get. Last year I was disappointed with how we shot the ball from the perimeter, because the year before I thought all of our perimeter guys shot it fairly well. We did not shoot the three well, but the good thing was we didn't live and die with the three, but it caught up to us, especially in our conference tournament. This year, I'm hoping we shoot it a little bit better than we did a year ago. But I think we're going to be pretty good. If I don't screw it up, Raj, I think we'll be pretty good. We'll defend, we'll rebound. If we don't shoot it well, we won't shoot a lot of them. We'll continue to get to the free throw line. But our returning guys have got to set the tone, and we will need some help from our new guys, but we don't want to have to rely on them.
Talking to head coach Will Brown in studio with us here on Big Board Sports at 104.5. theteam.com. And Brady, you follow the program closely as well.
Yeah, Coach, we're excited for you've really gone out of your way to give yourself a really, really strong non-conference schedule the last several years. This year we see some big names on it already. We've heard big names in the mix. Is the schedule finalized yet? Do we know exactly where you're going to be going, especially early in the season?
Well, I still do need a game right now to finalize our schedule, but we're in the Hall of Fame Classic where we play at Duke. That team's pretty good. They should be preseason number 1 in the country.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I've heard of them.
And then 2 or 3 days later, we'll travel out to Ohio and play at Cincinnati, who will be an NCAA tournament team. We play, obviously the local rivalry game in the CEFCU Arena where it belongs every other year. We'll play, in my opinion, a very, very good Siena team that'll compete for a MAC title. I think Jimmy's going to have a great season. He's got a great group, coming back, and we're playing some teams that played in the postseason. I mean, we're playing Holy Cross again. Obviously, they had a good team last year. They've got four starters back, and we're challenging our guys. We want to use the non-conference to help us get ready for conference play. I think our conference is going to be good. This year Vermont's going to be very good. New Hampshire's going to be very good. Thank goodness Stony Brook graduated Jameel Warney, but I expect them to be good, and I think we'll be in the mix. I'll be very disappointed if we don't compete, in my opinion, with Vermont and UNH for the America East Conference Championship. It might take us a little longer than Vermont and UNH to get to where we want to be, where they might have a little more initial success in the non-conference. The past 2 years in particular, we've started out, we got out of the gate a little quicker than we normally do in non-conference play. We've usually been slow out of the gate, and a lot of that has been my fault, just for the fact that I've got to get a better feel. I take a while to get comfortable with my guys, and I think this year will be one of those years where it's going to take me a little time to get comfortable because we have a lot of new faces, and we lost 3 very good perimeter players that we've relied heavily on the past 2 years.
Will Brown with us. The other storyline, of course, will be no Peter Hooley. Been here a long time and certainly has left his mark. Will, and from what we just reported last week, he's playing in England, right? So he's going to continue dribbling that basketball.
Yeah, Peter's been at Albany feels as long as I have, and he was a great ambassador for our program, a tremendous student. Great human being, and obviously a very good player. Dealt with tremendous adversity his junior year that everybody's well aware of, but he just signed a professional contract to play with Plymouth in the top league in England. His dad is from England, which is nice. The new coach there in Plymouth is an Aussie, which helps, and he's going to do very well for himself. Ray Sanders signed to play in Finland with BC Nokia in the top division there. And, I talked to my guy, Jamar Wilson, about that before Ray signed, because Jamar's wife is from Finland. Jamar now has citizenship in Finland and plays for their national team. So he was able to fill me in a little bit about BC Nokia in the league before Ray signed. And now Evan Singletary has to make a decision. He's got some opportunities right now overseas in Germany, Spain, a couple other places, and he'll be playing professionally as well. So those 3 guys were really good for us. Evan and Ray the last 2 years, Peter for like the last decade, it feels like. And I'm just glad that they're achieving their goals of continuing to play professionally.
And that has been your philosophy, though, looking at your career, right? You do go out and bring in junior college for kids.
Yeah, I was a junior college coach for a few years, and people that don't understand junior college basketball, right away they stereotype, must not be a good kid or must not be a good student. kids go junior college for a variety of reasons. Some go Division I right out of high school. It doesn't work out. So they transfer to a junior college to get re-recruited, to showcase their abilities. There's a variety of reasons. And the guys that, Rod, you spend a lot of time around our program. The one thing that will always remain a constant is we'll have great kids in our program. We're not going to sacrifice the integrity of our program for a few more wins. So we're not going to recruit knuckleheads. We're going to do it the right way with quality kids that value an education that also happen to be good basketball players. What I like about the junior college kids is they're a little bit older, a little bit more mature. They've driven 12, 13 hours on a bus. They've eaten off the dollar menu, so they're hungry. But the biggest thing is I think physically they're ready to compete from day one. So, but we have a couple of 3-year guys and a couple of 2-year guys, so we have some balance with it.
Coach, appreciate a few minutes. Looking forward to the start of a new season, and hopefully everything works out according to plan. We can't elaborate too much on that, but things work out. We'll be spending some more time together, and most likely on this radio.
Well, I hope so. Congrats to you, Raj, and good luck. And Brady, carry this guy, man. It's a tough job, man. Carry him.
No, he's been pretty. We're 46 minutes in. It's been pretty easy so far.
Well, what is Zach Bye's role besides being the number one Laker fan in the world?
Zach's got a role here. He's doing a good job, and in fact,
I can't believe he's not here today.
He's not here today. I don't know what
he'd be all over these cannolis and eclairs that I brought in. I know that.
I've hired him.
You have?
Yeah. I personally hired Zach Bye.
Assistant coach for Brady's baseball team, travel?
No. Oh. I hired him to coach my kid.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's going to coach Brady Wyland in basketball.
So now is he trying to take over the Dags empire?
No, I think that's part of the Dags empire.
Okay, I got you. So it's going to be Dags and Bye now?
And a lot of oppo-footed layups and, dribbling.
Oh, the Euro step.
Yeah, the Euro step series.
A few lessons with Zach Bye. Look out, right?
Oh, awesome. The problem is Brady going to get shots and reps, or is Zach going to get all the shots and reps and Brady going to watch?
That's a good question.
I love Zach, though. Zach's a good guy.
He's our guy.
He does a great job over at UAlbany. I know he does a great job for you, and I'm sure he's going to do a great job here.
Well, he is, and in fact, I've got a vacation coming up in August, and it's going to be he's going to team up with Brady. So it'll be Brady and Zach for
I'm going to have to
week.
Stop in to make sure that everything's under control here.
Brady and Bye for a week.
Brady and Bye for a week. This show may never be the same.
Coach, thanks
The
a
only
lot.
thing that would be worse if it was Brady, Bye, and Rocco.
Oh, boy.
You got a third seat here.
Yeah, the one and the only Rock Man will probably get through at some point on this show.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate
Coach.
it. That is Will Brown, UAlbany men's basketball coach, with us here on our debut show. We'll come back. We'll talk about the New York Mets, who won 8-6. And as Brady Farkas points out, are we encouraged by the win or discouraged by the performance of Matt Harvey? We will talk about it when we come back on Big Board Sports at 104.5, The Team.